Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Good, yep. All right, we'll take up file 2013-52360, Lindsay Davenport and Michael Davenport. Mr. Davenport is here. Matter was set for a hearing on a motion regarding custody filed by Mr. Davenport. Set for today at 1. It's now about 10 after. The other party has not appeared. There is a certificate of mailing in the file from friend of the court. So raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you give in this cause to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, and what led you to file the motion? What are you requesting today and why?
I am requesting full physical custody of both my daughters, Zoe Lee Davenport and Ireland Ray Davenport, to keep joint legal custody as it currently is. If I get full physical custody, I do not want to be having my ex-wife pay child support. But that's what I want.
All right, and what led you to file the motion regarding custody? Why are you requesting a change in custody?
So as of November of last year, my ex-wife, well, she had about what, five months of zero contact with my children. She dropped them off at her mother's house. She lives in, as far as I know, a camper behind somebody's house, and she has no room for them. It is not their grandmother's responsibility to be raising her grandchildren. It is that of the parents. And they have both expressed and requested the desire and the want to live with me. So here I am.
All right, so does the current, somebody just logged in. Let me see who it is.
Okay. It might be the grandmother.
I got a hearing at 1:32. It might be done just early. It just says Motorola Moto G Pure, so that doesn't tell me anything. I guess until they connect, what's the current? Is that Ms. Davenport?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. Not connected to audio here. There we go. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
All right. We started without you. We didn't start until about 10 after, but you were not here.
Yeah, I apologize.
So I asked Mr. Davenport some questions. He's requesting full physical custody of Zoe and Ireland with you maintaining joint legal custody. And he's requesting no child support be ordered. He stated that the children for about 5 months, or since November, about 7 months, have been living with a grandparent. And both children have requested to live with him. I guess, do you agree to an order for Mr. Davenport to have physical custody of the children and that you maintain joint legal custody?
I do not. My girls have actually requested to talk to you or anybody about it. They have told him that they wanted to stay there, but from what I've been told and what they've explained to me is that he's forced it upon them and they're afraid to tell him, and I've told him that through text message.
All right, so are the
just
children living with you or are they living with your mother?
No, so right now, I asked my mom back in December to take them. So we've seen them, or I've picked them up and stuff. I've gone over there and seen them and stuff. But just so I could get all my paperwork in for housing and just get everything together for all of us. So my mom is basically the only one that because they were going to Morley schools. She's the only one that I fully entrusted with my kids to ask her. So
why did you send them to live with her instead of with their father?
Because they didn't want to live with them, and they've told me that many times. Like I said, I've messaged him to let him know that as well. Just because they've asked if they could talk to somebody
Yeah,
just
and
because of,
maybe it'll get to that point, maybe it won't. The way these work is that the person who files the motion has to prove change in circumstances or proper cause, something to open the door to allow the court to consider changing custody. Which
Okay.
if the children are not living with a parent at this time, not living with the custodial parent, that being you, that's certainly a change in circumstances. Because the last order, if that order gave you physical custody, that anticipates they'll be living with you.
Right.
So that's a change in circumstances, allowing the court to consider a change in custody. So then I have to determine if there's an established custodial environment with the parent who has custody, and apparently there is not, because they're not living with that parent. So then that directs the burden of proof to be preponderance of evidence. So I have to prove, is it more beneficial to them than not to have them go live with Mr. Davenport? But I can only consider you and Mr. Davenport. I can't consider a third-party custodian. The law doesn't allow me to plug in friends or other relatives in the place of a parent unless a parent has been determined to be unfit for some reason to care for a child, and unfitness is a pretty tough burden. So if I'm just making this determination between a grandparent and Mr. Davenport, there's really no discussion. He would be the preferable parent. Now, if I'm making that determination between you and Mr. Davenport, that's different, because you're the custodial parent on paper, but you haven't had physical custody, it doesn't sound like, for about 7 months. So you understand all that?
Yeah, I
So
understand
even
what you're
if
saying.
even if the children came in and told me, man, we really want to stay with a grandparent over our dad, that's not something I can consider.
May I interject?
Sure.
I do have one of the girls in question here with me. The other one is at her grandparents because she wanted to go spend time with her aunt. If you would like to ask her,
Well,
that is,
I guess I got to be convinced that I'm deciding between the two of you, not between a grandparent and you. Ma'am, are you in any position to have custody of the kids at this time?
I guess I'm not. I
So it's
guess,
been 7 months. You said you had them go live with your mom 7 months
well,
ago
it's
to get a
been,
housing voucher, but it doesn't take seven
yeah,
months to get a housing voucher.
no, not a voucher. I don't know anything about, I don't know how to do all that.
Oh,
It's just been different housings, like Cedars, just all around the counties, different counties and applications. It takes, I don't know, some of them set up to 2 years to be able to file, but it all depends on, how many kids you have and stuff like that, I guess. I haven't filed any here in Newaygo County, but I filed in like Mecosta and all of that.
so do you have any proof that you're actually pursuing housing?
I do not have anything on me. I don't, sir. I do not.
You don't have any information or evidence that would prove Mr. Davenport unfit to raise his children?
The only thing that I would have would be what my children have told me and text messages that, I don't have on paper.
Mhm. So,
I mean,
sir, have you had visitation with the kids over the last 7 months or so that they've been living with the grandparent?
yeah, every weekend that I get them and extras because they would like to be here, so I allow them to.
All right.
Right now, I currently have my youngest with my ex-wife there. Ireland is here.
Why didn't you demand months ago, if you knew the situation was they're living with the grandparent, that they,
Because I gave her, I thought, more than ample time to get on her feet. She was kicked out of her mother's house in April of last year. She has housed my children in a shelter and she has taken them to hotels. And now they're
yep,
at
we lived
their
with
grandparents'
her
house.
before the hotel.
So
or
she's been essentially homeless since April of last year. She's had well over a year and a half almost to acquire a home.
and so you have a bond with the children, a strong bond?
I believe so. Yes.
All right, can you explain something that, how you show love and affection for the children?
Well, spend time with them. I listen to them talk. We horse around a lot. They're very silly individuals. I just took them on vacation to Texas not 2 weeks ago. We spend a lot of time together, hanging out at the house. We play games together.
Who sought out medical care for the children typically?
It has been up to Lindsay, but that's because she doesn't tell me anything until after the fact.
That is not true. I used to
is.
tell you all kinds of stuff. I used to tell you
Keyword
everything.
used to. Keyword
Yes,
used
I
to.
did. Yes, I used to, absolutely. And then you started being disrespectful, not just to me, but to the girls. I've all the things that you have said to them about me. You guys have called me a witch, that I'm the devil. I mean, they've told me everything. And I've told you this. And then they get in trouble when they're at your house. And then when the next weekend comes, you're nice for the next 2 weekends. And then the next 2 weekends, they tell me the same thing. It sucks.
How old are the children?
They are
Zoe is
14
14
and 12.
and Ireland is 12.
And where do they go to school?
Currently Morley.
They do all right in school?
Not Ireland does great. Zoe, her grandmother and I went to a meeting at their school to have
Zoe
her
has
put in special
autism.
ed. And that has actually been helping since.
All right.
Yeah, she has autism.
Okay.
She is on the spectrum.
She has autism.
Then, sir, who all lives at your house?
I have my wife and our daughter together and my 2 stepkids. So with Zoe in Ireland, it would be 5, but right now it's just the 5 of us total.
How old are those other 3 kids?
They are 13, 11, and 6.
They all get along all right?
Yes.
Do you have any physical or mental conditions that would affect your ability to parent?
No.
Yeah, have you ever been convicted of any criminal offenses?
No.
Have you ever been investigated for abuse or neglect of children?
No.
Any domestic violence between the 2 of you?
Yes.
There was with my ex-wife once, but that was not expunged, but they was
No.
hidden to where the court can only see it, I guess. I had to do counseling, which I
It was
passed.
only-
I had my certificate, which was also mailed to the court. And there has not been an incident since. And I believe that was 2012, 2011.
Were either of the children
Yeah,
present?
there was all before that. Yeah,
Were
oh,
the
yes.
children present?
Yes.
No, not in the
Yes.
vicinity.
were.
They were in the household, but not for it.
They
No.
were present in the living room with us. The neighbor opened the door. Yes, the neighbor tried to bust the door down, and that's who called the cops.
That's
And then you
not how
asked
it
them not to
happened, but
place you
okay,
in
continue.
handcuffs in front of them, and they agreed.
So, sir, I'd asked if you'd ever been convicted of any criminal offenses.
That's it. I was not convicted. I accepted I guess it would be a plea bargain, and I had to do counseling, which I passed. My certificate of passing that counseling class should be in my files.
All right, so you got the 769 4A treatment?
I don't know what that is, but
It's the
yeah.
domestic violence diversion where you complete probation and programming successfully and then.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
No problem since though?
No.
All right. Is there anything else you want to present?
Unless you'd like to hear from Ireland, I do not.
All right, I guess if she's there, I might as well.
All right. Allow me 1 second so I can go get her.
All right, we do that outside the purview of the parents and I turn off all the YouTube and everything for that, so.
I was just gonna
I do
say
record.
as well.
What's that?
I was gonna say, as well, I mean, I don't want it to be a fight. I don't want to fight with him. That's all we've ever done. We've never been able to communicate. If that's what my girls say and that's what they really want, and I mean, I just want what makes them happy. So
All right.
I just can't take it anymore with him. And if that's what makes him happy, then I guess we'll see.
Sit down.
That's fine.
Hey, bud.
All right, we're back on the record. Is there anything else you want to address?
No, sir.
Ma'am, anything else you want to address? Ms. Davenport, anything else you want to address?
Just what I had told you. That was it.
All right.
I don't.
At this time, then, Mr. Davenport's filed a motion regarding custody. It's kind of a unique situation where the children are not living with either parent. At this time, they've been living with a grandparent for the better part of, well, half a year or more. As I indicated to the parties, the determination would be made between the two of them, not between the father and a third party grandparent. Unless there's parental unfitness or abuse or neglect or some other things that could be proven, which if not, I wouldn't be determining this between a third party. So I asked Mr. Davenport a few questions about his relationship with the children, his ability to provide medical care for the children and look into their education. He has a wife and a daughter and two other children who are his wife's children in the home, and they all get along all right. He doesn't have any medical or physical issues that would affect his ability to parent. One domestic violence from 11 years ago, no problem since. I did interview one of the children, and she was pretty much non-committal about what she'd like to see happen. I didn't get the feeling that she really wanted to choose one situation over the other. She did indicate if she were to be placed primarily with her father, she would like to see her mother on alternating weekends, and it really doesn't sound like she's had much contact with her mother in quite a while. I guess I don't know. Mom indicated her living situation didn't really allow her to maintain custody of the children at this time. So in order for physical custody with Mr. Davenport would be entered, he's requested joint legal custody. So I'll go along with that. So both parents would still have the right to have input into major decisions, usually medical and educational decisions regarding the children, and both need to be kept up to speed on any and all appointments and conferences and all aspects of education and the medical care of the children. That leaves the parenting time schedule, ma'am. Are you able to accommodate the kids every other weekend even, or really not at this time?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I can.
All right. Where are you living right now then?
Currently I am living at a friend's in White Cloud.
Who's that friend?
I live with James Brown's grandpa and him. And then for a while, we were staying at my friend Tanya's down the road from here as well.
So I guess, do you have sleeping accommodations for the children in the house that you live, or the place that you live in now?
Yes, it's possible. It's 2 bedrooms. It's a 2 bedrooms upstairs. So yeah, yes, we do.
So James Brown and his grandfather and you are the people that live there right now?
Yes.
So if James has a bedroom and you have a bedroom and grandpa has a bedroom, that's 3 out of 2 so far. Where are the girls gonna sleep?
Yeah, no, I meant there's 2 upstairs is what I meant.
How
There's
many
2
down-
bedrooms up.
How many downstairs?
Yeah, we're in one, me and my son and are in one room. So then they would be in the other room.
So James and his grandpa sleep downstairs and you have the whole upstairs right now with an extra room?
Yes, I could. Well, I could. Yeah. One of the rooms, it's filled with a bunch of boxes and all that stuff. So it's probably easy to clean out. I just have to get on it.
Okay.
Can I recommend maybe the girls going to their grandmothers and her going there too?
I don't know,
I
man.
can't go there.
You can't go to your mother's house?
No, I would not. No, me and my mom have had this conversation before, and my dad, no, I highly doubt that they would let that be. I mean, there's no reason why they can't come here. They've been here before, so.
Okay. So James Brown, what's his grandfather's name?
Joseph Isbell.
I do have an objection with this, and that's mostly due to the fact that James Brown is a known felon and he was arrested on possession of meth and alcoholism 3 years ago.
3 years ago, yes.
Yes, 3 very short years
You had
ago.
got- you had
It was
gotten
so
a
bad
drink
where
driving.
CPS had to contact me to let me know that he is in contact with my children.
That wasn't even it. But I'm not doing this with you. This is what we do every time. I said, look, if that's what makes the girls happy, then I'm not arguing with you anymore. I can't take it anymore. The things that you say, the belittlement, the things that you say about our children, I can't do it anymore. If that's what makes them happy, Michael, then that's what makes them happy. But for you to always try for the last 10 years to tell me where and when and what I can do with my children, it's not okay. They've been nothing but safe here. It's been proven safe here. That's why there wasn't a case. It's been proven safe anywhere. So I'm not going to put them in harm's way. I never have and I never will.
That was my only objection to that. Anywho.
Okay. All right, based on the evidence presented and the, I've already made a determination and placed it on the record regarding custody, legal custody, physical custody. Mr. Davenport's child support would stop effective June 1st. And he's not requesting child support at this time, so there would not be an obligation for Miss Davenport to pay. Her parenting time would be alternating weekends. The only restriction I'll put on that is that Michael, Mr. Davenport may do a cursory inspection of the accommodations prior to the first visit. And then it would be every other weekend thereafter. So, ma'am, you get that room together and let him know, and then give him reasonable notice, and then you can start your every other weekend the next weekend at that residence. But he's got to have the right to take a look at the accommodations beforehand, make sure they're acceptable.
Okay, well, then I will try to figure something else out because I can't. I don't agree with that part just because of the history between him and I. It's just not.
I'm welcome to have a peace officer with us if that would make things better.
That's not even it. That's not even it, Michael, and that's not it.
I believe
Right.
that is it.
That's what the order is gonna state. I guess in the alternative, you can do the parenting time at your parents' house, but I don't want it to be just anywhere. It's gotta be either your established residence that he has a
Right.
little bit of concern with, and I'll let him do a walkthrough of just the
Sir,
bedroom.
he's gonna have a concern with anything. It doesn't matter what it is.
Or you can do it at your parents' house, one or the other, but I'll put those in the order. Other than that, I guess we're all set.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, yep, you're getting an order in the mail.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.